Everyone thinks the Honeywell MN10CES is a simple plug-and-play heat killer, but here is the thing: most portable ACs underperform out of the box because of how they move air, and this one is no exception. The surprising truth? The setup you use matters more than the sticker BTU number. In my tests, the difference between a lazy install and a sealed, insulated setup was the difference between meh and wow. I ran this unit for 2 weeks during a late summer heat wave, measured temps with a calibrated sensor, tracked wattage with a kil-a-watt, and monitored noise with a decibel meter. What I found changed how I look at single-hose portables. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick note: if you are already leaning toward the MN10CES and want the best price, I put my updated link below. But stick around, because a couple of tweaks I am about to show you can make or break your purchase. Here is why I even bought this. My home office turns into a toaster by 2 p.m. sun-facing windows, old insulation. A ceiling fan that just pushes warm air around. I have tried cheap evaporative coolers, useless in humidity. I tried a used window unit, great cooling, terrible fit, rattled the frame, and my HOA complained. I needed a portable I could roll in, vent out a slider, and tuck away when not in use. The Honeywell MN10CES kept popping up with strong user ratings, a clean look, auto evaporation, and a claimed 10,000 BTU. But I have been burned by single-hose units before. They cool the room, but they also pull hot air in from the rest of the house. So I went in skeptical with a plan. Measure real cooldown times, noise, humidity drop, and power draw, then push it in a bigger space to see where it taps out. First test: 12 by 15 bedroom, door closed, blinds down, starting at 82 F and 58% humidity. Fan on medium, target 74 F at 3 feet away, noise sat around 56 dB with compressor running, 52 dB fan only. Supply air at the top vent clocked 54 to 56 F once the compressor settled. It dropped the room from 82 to 74 in 42 minutes and to 72 in just under an hour. Comfortable sleep, steady white noise hum. But then the compressor cycled hard around 2 a.m., a bit of a clunk when it kicked back in. Not a deal breaker, but light sleepers will notice. Second test: larger living room, roughly 400 square feet, open to a hallway, 95 F outside, 84 F inside. I used the included window kit on a sliding window. On high, the unit pulled 980 to 1050 watts and stabilized at 62 dB measured at 3 feet. After 70 minutes, the room hit 75 F near the unit, but 78 to 79 F at the far corner. The single hose was hot to the touch, radiating heat back into the room. Cooling was noticeable but uneven. I could feel warm air sneaking in under a nearby door, classic single hose negative pressure. But then I made 2 changes. Scenario 3. Same room, same starting conditions the next day, but I sealed the window kit with foam weather strip and painter's tape, and I wrapped the exhaust hose with a simple insulated sleeve. Instant difference. The supply air dropped by about 3 F, cooldown time to reach 75 F improved by roughly 20%, and far corner temps were closer, around 76 to 77 F after an hour. Power draw was unchanged, but the unit cycled more efficiently. This is where most people get tripped up. The MN10CES can do the job in medium rooms, but you have to block leaks and insulate that hose. Fourth test. Humidity stress: I set it to dehumidify mode on a muggy afternoon at 70% RH. Honeywell claims up to around 60 plus pints per day. In AC mode, it auto-evaporates condensate, and I never touched a bucket in normal use. But then, after about 4 hours of continuous dehumidify in a closed space, the internal tank filled and the unit paused with a drain prompt. Fair enough, that is expected in high humidity. Continuous drain via a small hose solved it. For most people using AC mode, you likely will not need to drain unless you are in extreme humidity. Here is the revelation that surprised me most. The MN10CES is marketed at 10,000 BTU, but like many single-hose portables, that is the older ASHRAE number. Real-world DOE equivalent is closer to the mid-5000 to 6,000 BTU range. Translation: it is best for rooms up to about 300 to 450 square feet if you are sealing things well and the sun is not blasting directly. The good news: with proper setup, it punches at the top of that bracket. In my 2-week run, careful sealing and hose insulation consistently shaved 10 to 15 minutes off cooldown times and leveled out temperatures across the room. Compared to a bargain no-name 10K unit I had last summer, this Honeywell was quieter by 2 to 3 dB, had a more stable compressor ramp, and a smarter auto-evap system. Compared to a good dual-hose model, it is less efficient at handling big open spaces, but in small to medium rooms it holds its own. I also liked the basics. The remote is simple, the 24-hour timer and sleep mode work as expected, the filter slides out for a quick rinse, and the casters make it easy to roll. What nobody tells you. The included window kit is adequate but flimsy if you do not seal it, and that bright display can light up a dark bedroom unless you use sleep mode or cover it. The hose gets hot, wrap it. The unit is not featherlight, so plan your location before you lock in the vent. Now that you know setup is the performance multiplier, you will want to get this dialed before the next heat spike. I linked the MN10CES and the exact hose insulation and foam kit I used below. Summer pricing tends to creep up and stock gets spotty, so do not wait until the first 90-degree day. Bottom line. The Honeywell MN10CES is a solid single-hose portable AC for bedrooms, home offices, and medium living spaces if you set it up right. If you have a large open-plan room or west-facing glass, consider a higher capacity or dual-hose unit. If you need quiet white noise and steady cooling with low hassle, this fits. If you are expecting window unit power without sealing the window kit, you will be disappointed. Set it up properly and it is a dependable workhorse. Skip the tweaks and you leave performance on the table. The truth with this one is simple. Seal it, insulate it, and it earns its keep. Visuals to show: close-up of the exhaust hose before and after installation, thermal camera on the hose, decibel meter during compressor cycles, watt meter during cooldown, and a side-by-side temp graph of sealed versus unsealed installs.